Behaviorism is a learning theory and type of psychology. It is the idea that behavior can be controlled or modified based on the reinforcements or consequences of a behavior. As infants, our minds were a tabula rasa, which is Latin for blank slate. Being born knowing nothing, we learn through our environment and experiences. The two main types of learning are classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Let's start with operant conditioning. If a student does well in class, a parent could reward them by treating them out with ice cream. This is an example of positive reinforcement. If a student is misbehaving or failing in class, a parent could give them extra homework. This is an example of positive punishment. However, if a student is misbehaving, a parent could take away something they enjoy. This is an example of negative punishment. When the student stops misbehaving, a parent could reward them by giving them back the thing that they enjoyed, thus making this an example of negative reinforcement. Because of the idea of rewards and consequences, the behavior is more or less likely to reoccur based on the rewards or punishments they receive. The students modified their behaviors through learning. Now with classical conditioning. In the 1890s, a Russian psychologist named Ivan Pavlov did classical conditioning experiments with dogs. He showed some dogs food while ringing a bell. Eventually, the dogs learned to associate the bell with food. Every time the bell rang, they knew they would get fed. After a while, every time they hear the bell ring, the dog would salivate because they thought they were going to receive food. In this case, the food became the unconditioned stimulus and the salivation became the unconditioned response, whereas the bell became the conditioned stimulus.